Good morning. The idea behind Know My Neighborhood is a pretty simple one. It is grassroots news gathering. We're not going to talk to politicians or local elected officials about what they think is important to different areas of town. We're going to talk to the people who live there. And that's what's brought us here to the Westwood Square neighborhood in the shadow of the old Kelly Air Force Base in the Edgewood area on the city's west side. A lot of the concerns in this neighborhood are really shared across the city. Crime, taxes, roads, but they also have their unique concerns. I call these the ramps to nowhere. This used to be a pedestrian bridge here on Castroville Road until a construction truck ran into the bridge 8 months ago and collapsed it. This is what the city left behind, just 2 ramps, making a dangerous pedestrian situation even more dangerous. Tonight in Know My Neighborhood, we take you to the history, the issues, and the sights of the Westwood Square neighborhood.
And join our team for KSAT 12 News at 6 p.m. for that. Ahead in the next hour, good morning, San Antonio. This morning, the showdown between the Astros and Rangers continues tonight up in Arlington with the World Series on the line for both Texas teams. And up next, a brawl erupts in this Texas courtroom after a murder trial. What both sides are saying now. And checking trends, guys. So far, so good on the roads, generally speaking. Taking a live look at 10 in medical. Stephen Cavazos is here. He is tracking things, and we'll have an update coming up in a matter of minutes.
President Biden and Israeli leaders now set for a critical face-to-face meeting as tensions flare across the Middle East following a deadly hospital blast in Gaza. I'm ABC's Justin Finch following the latest from Washington.
And here at home, let's look out there with live cam. Rise and shine. It's a nice cool morning again. If you haven't stepped outside, you will see that. So go ahead and grab that jacket now.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It is 6 a.m. on your Wednesday, October 18th.
Happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed the weather so far this week. It's really been nice. And after such a long, hot summer, I feel spoiled.
Me too. Me too. And Mike is promising us another beautiful sunrise out there across South Texas. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. Yeah, it's almost identical to yesterday as well as to Monday. We've got cool temperatures, a little bit of breeze out there, not much at all. Clear skies, good stargazing weather. Of course, yesterday we saw the International Space Station flying over just after the show ended. And yeah, get ready, grab your sunglasses and grab your jacket. We've got temperatures 52 out there at the airport, 41 Comfort, mid and upper 40s in portions of the hill country right now. So yes, well below normal. We're almost 10 below normal on average around the area, but up just a couple of notches compared to yesterday. Air remains very dry. Dew points down in the 40s. These numbers are also up just a notch or two. But again, overall, perfect radiational cooling weather, and we have light or no wind out there, which is why temperatures are good 10 degrees on average below normal. Ragweed is moderate, mold, pigweed, fall elm, so maybe you're starting to get a couple of sniffles out there, scratchy throat, because we've got a whole grocery list of allergens going on right now. Throughout the rest of the morning, like the past couple of days, we're going to heat up very quickly once that sun comes up, so we'll gain 20 degrees already by noon and get up into the low 70s, and then add another 10 to that, 83, so warmer than yesterday by good 5-6 degrees. That's a normal high temperature. That's the last time we see anything normal or below normal for the next few days, because it is definitely going to start to heat up. We've got a front moving through here. Cold front in name only. Yes, it will get rid of some humidity that's going to build back in overnight, but temperatures in behind it are going to be flirting with records going into the weekend. Yeah, details on that and a look way down the road at some rain chances. It's coming up. Traffic Authority right now. Stephen, what's cooking?
Hey, not a whole lot over here, Mike. Things are pretty cool on the roadways as well as we get a look around town. There's 281 at San Pedro. The morning commute off to a great start, and one of our favorite shots there at 37 at the Alamo Dome, where we get a beautiful shot of the Tower of the Americas. But behind me, things are also looking pretty nice. 37 at 410. Traffic is moving along without any trouble, but it is still pretty early, guys. So just give yourself plenty of time. You can enjoy that cup of coffee at home, but expect the roads to get a little bit more crowded as we get closer to morning rush. Check Check those vehicles. We still have this stall reported along 1604 eastbound at 281. And at this time, that does seem to be the trending issues. I'm trying to keep track with a few different stalls that just popped up, so I'll get those labeled on our map momentarily. Thankfully, we're not seeing any delays when it comes to those stalled vehicles. Just move over or slow down. And make sure to take your time if you're traveling into town. Still pretty green from Seguin along I-10 westbound with 28 minutes to the Alamo City. 33 along 87 northbound if you are heading in from Lavernia. And for our friends down in Floresville, should be about a 27-minute drive time. But we'll get one last look around town there at 35 southbound. Upper and lower levels at Main look pretty decent. And as we take a look at one last look here, 35 at 37, again, traffic off to a decent start. But I'll keep a close eye on things, and I'll have more updates for you coming up in the next few minutes. Mark?
Thank you. Now to our top story. It was no dream. A car crashing into a local's family's home as they slept. No one inside the home was hurt, but their peace was shattered and their home is battered.
Katrina Weber is live where it all happened on a street called Baldwin Ridge, not far from I-10 and West Hausman. And we saw the video of the family being rescued, Katrina. They had to be terrifying for those children.
Yeah, I spoke to the father of those children. He says the entire family is shaken up. He says they were sleeping one minute and the next they were wide awake with a car in their living room. Now that car, he says, came to rest against their stairway, trapping the family on the second floor of the house. San Antonio firefighters had to rescue them through a window. No one inside the home was hurt. Their home, though, it's a different story. There's a lot of damage there. Police say it tells them that they also saw that the car had some damage, and they say that tells them the car was stolen. The driver of the car ran away. Now, as far as we know, police still have not tracked down that person. The family, meanwhile, also had to leave this house, and they tell us they're staying with family until they can figure out their next move. Reporting live on the northwest side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Also new this morning, a man is recovering after being shot in the thumb on the city's east side. San Antonio police tell us the man was sitting in his car, preparing to go inside when a vehicle drove up and someone inside shot at him. Now, those shots hit him and two other vehicles nearby. The man was treated at the scene and is expected to be okay. Right now, there is no information on the shooter.
Right now, we're taking a live look at Tel Aviv, Israel, and it is now 2:05 in the afternoon there as we track the latest in the Israel-Hamas war. President Biden set for high-stakes meetings with Israel's prime minister today. The visit comes after the Gaza Health Ministry reported at least 500 Palestinian civilians were killed when a rocket hit a hospital.
As ABC's Justin Finch reports, Israel and Hamas are blaming each other for that explosion.
Tensions intensifying this morning across the Middle East. From the West Bank to Jordan to Iran, angry protests prompted by reports of a deadly missile strike at a Gaza City hospital, killing hundreds. Many of the dead were injured Palestinian civilians, others seeking shelter from the fighting. Videos circulating online showing that hospital reduced to a burning shell. Hamas militants blaming the blast on an Israeli missile, Israel insisting they are not at fault. The explosion happening just as President Biden was heading to the Middle East. Biden saying in a statement, "I am outraged and deeply saddened by the explosion at the Al Ali Arab Hospital in Gaza and the terrible loss of life that resulted." The president saying the U.S. supports the protection of civilian life during conflict and that he's directing his team to investigate. A U.S. official tells ABC News it is uncertain who launched the strike and it will take a while to determine. ABC News has learned the Biden administration is drafting a $100 billion foreign aid package that includes security assistance for Israel. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
In your other morning headlines, U.S. Congressman Jim Jordan is hoping the second time is the charm. The Republican from Ohio seeking more support in his quest to be the next Speaker of the House. His first bid fell short yesterday after 20 Republicans voted against him. Republican Kevin McCarthy was voted out as House Speaker earlier this month. Until a successor is named, the House cannot consider legislation. And the threat of another potential government shutdown is only about a month away.
The idea that the Republicans kind of hit rock bottom and nominating Jim Jordan for Speaker. I mean, Jesus Christ! Halloween's coming early.
Jordan can only lose 4 Republican votes if all Democrats are present.
A courtroom brawl was caught on camera in Houston after a man accused of killing his ex-girlfriend accepted a plea deal And just take a look at this video. 19-year-old Frank De Leon Jr. shot 16-year-old Diamond Alvarez at a park near her home last year. Well, inside the courtroom yesterday, moments after giving a statement, the victim's mother walked towards De Leon Jr., which sparked a fight between her family and his. Now, after court, the victim's mother apologized for losing control.
That was wrong of me. That was wrong of us because we're not monsters. But it's so much hate because I want my daughter back. And what he did it was horrible.
Now, De Leon will have to serve at least half of his sentence before he is eligible for parole. For now, he remains at the Harris County Jail until his formal sentencing on Thursday.
Hey, inside that same Houston courthouse, a massive search was underway for 32-year-old Michael Combs, who somehow managed to escape his restraints and walk right out of the Harris County courthouse without anyone noticing. This was around the same time the family fight broke out on the same floor. Combs was out on bond after he was charged with assaulting his ex-girlfriend and the mother of his 2 children. Combs has since talked to his mother, saying he doesn't want to go back to jail.
And the time now is 6:09 and 51 degrees for now.
Still to come on GMSA, former Spurs coach Becky Hammon 1 win away from a second straight WNBA title. We've got a preview of tonight's Game 4 action in New York.
And coming up after the break, we are 1 week away from opening night for the Spurs. What fans can expect in their preseason matchup tonight against the Houston Rockets.
Back outside with live cam. Yeah, right around 51 degrees. So definitely light jacket weather for the kiddos this morning as they head off to school, and for you as you head to work. You're watching GMSA. We'll be right back.
Originally called Mary's Gold, the marigold is named after the Virgin Mary. But in Mexico, it's called cempasúchil, the flower of the dead. Placed on graves and used to decorate altars during the Day of the Dead, it's believed the flower's vibrant colors and strong scent can lure souls back to the living. Since they bloom in early summer and die at fall's first frost, they also symbolize the fragility of life. The name cempasúchil is Aztec and roughly translated to flower of many petals. For the Aztecs, the flower was sacred, and its bright color represented the sun. Native to the Americas, it was cultivated for decorative, magical, medicinal, and agricultural purposes. They were thought to cure hiccups and were often planted near crops. As a matter of fact, the marigold produces a natural insecticide. Once Spanish explorers discovered the hardy plant, they took the seeds back to Europe. Now hundreds of varieties grow across the globe, including India, where the marigold has become an important ceremonial flower. For Hindus, the marigold symbolizes surrender to the divine.
Welcome back. Just about 6:15. In the span of 2 weeks, the San Antonio Spurs and Houston Rockets will play each other 3 times between the preseason and the regular season. We saw the first of 3 matchups go down Monday night, and despite it being a meaningless preseason game, there was no love lost between our teams.
I think there already is a rivalry. I think we want to win every game we play against them. We want to, beat them. So I think it definitely will be. And I know they have a bunch of players who, want to get under people's skin and, want to play hard too. So I feel like, there will be some heads that will clash sometimes. But, it is what it is. That's the game.
So the Spurs Rockets tip off tonight at 7 o'clock inside Frostbank Center. Before the two meet for the early regular season tilt on Friday, October 27th, also here in the Alamo City. Looking ahead, Becky Hammon's Las Vegas Aces 1 win away from securing back-to-back WNBA championships, up 2-1 in their series against the New York Liberty. Hammon has made comparisons between this year's Aces team and the 2014 Spurs team that she was a part of as an assistant coach. Hammon says the two were and are unselfish and committed to winning. Game 4 is tonight in New York at 7 o'clock.
And the time now is 6:16, and roads look pretty good from this angle, but let's go ahead and check in with Steven Cavazos.
They look pretty great from this angle, too. I'm just saying things are looking pretty fine as we get the morning commute rolling at this hour. There's another shot, again, one of our favorites there from TransGuide, and as we get a look around town, things are looking pretty great out there as well. 37 at 410, traffic's getting busier. It's always expected if you are familiar with the commute. San Antonio roads are never fully quiet, and sometimes we're going to see issues that pop up. This stall was reported earlier, looks like it's already cleared out at 1604 eastbound at 281, so just make sure to watch out because we do see new stalls that are popping up. I mentioned this earlier, 35 southbound at Loop 410, we do have another stall reported right at that interchange, so just be on the lookout there. And as we take another drive down over here to I-35 southbound at South Cross Boulevard, we do have a third stall reported. So again, morning commute off to a quiet start, but we're starting to see a few more of those issues that pop up. These are minor issues, nothing too concerning, but just again, make sure you check those vehicles and plan ahead. Don't forget, we have the Loop 1604 North Expansion project where we will see a full closure that will continue all the way up until Saturday, October 21st, 9 at night to 5 in the morning, folks. So plan ahead. 1604 westbound main lanes will be closed from Blanco Road, the exit ramp there, to the Blanco Road entrance ramp. Follow those detours and follow us online. Head over to this website by scanning the QR code. It's the KSAT traffic page. I have a full list of closures that I updated earlier in the week, so just know what to expect before you have to head out the door. And as I'm heading over here to the desk, morning commute was good for me. Had the seat warmers on. It felt pretty nice.
And that's right. Yeah. It's an early morning luxury this time of year.
It is.
Fantastic. Yeah. Thank you, Stephen.
You might want to, turn on seat warmers, something like that. Jacket's definitely part of the wardrobe this morning, but you won't need it by the afternoon. We will bottom out at 50 this morning, so up just a couple of notches from yesterday. Still 10 below normal, and then again we gain 30 plus on average throughout the day, getting up to 83. That is a normal high temperature, and the humidity is still going to be comfortable, but it's starting to edge its way back on in here, and it's really going to come back overnight, but it's not going to stick around long. So that's one thing we have to look forward to as far as the forecast is concerned, at least temporarily, when we're also getting those temperatures that are going to be back up into the 90s. All right, here you go. Miley Skulrus.
Is she performing solo, Mike?
Yeah, it looks like the other skeletons are taking a break.
Just came in like a wrecking ball.
Just the messenger here.
Stone Oak will never be the same again.
Yes. 2013.
Thank you for the KSAT Connect picture. All right, we're not seeing the glow yet. That's going to be probably in about another half an hour when we start to see that nice orange glow of the sunrise. All right, let's look at the 6-10-day Climate Prediction Center outlook, and this is very encouraging. So this is heading in toward the middle of next week, as we've been talking about with those rain chances. And notice how the better odds of seeing above normal precipitation would be out in the western portion of the state over there toward New Mexico. And again, this is with all the moisture that comes in here from the Pacific, but we've got above normal odds of seeing precipitation. Still, temperatures are going to be on the warm side of things. Normal high right now is low 80s. So we're still looking at kind of mid 80s going into next week. Now, beyond that, and I think this kind of extends it a little too far because looking at some of the long-range models has another sort of front clearing us out well below the first, before, I should say, the 1st of November, but still above normal rain chances. So going in even toward next weekend somewhat, and then temperatures still slightly on the above normal side or leaning that direction, but some cooler air is going to be working its way on in here, and that would be associated with a front that's going to try and work on through here. So here is the long-range computer models, and we do have some chances for some rain coming on in here, and this would be Tuesday and basically in toward the middle part of next week is going to be the best chance for some of that rain, and then that would move on through, and there is a front that's going to come on through here. Now, we've got another big trough developing up there to the north of us. That is going to pull the front through tomorrow. That's only drier air coming on in here because this ridge builds back in, and that's going to help to heat us up, getting us back up into the 90s. Then we get into the latter part of the weekend. That's when all this moisture starts to get pulled on in here from the Gulf thanks to that low developing. So that's what's going to be kind of hanging around that configuration with more humidity, better rain chances by the middle part of next week. So today, another just prize winning kind of a get outside, roll down the windows sort of a fall day. 83 degrees. Again, jacket this morning, won't need it by the afternoon. 88 tomorrow. Humidity will drop down. So that's one thing that's going to be, I guess, good news as far as the forecast, even though it's going to be hot. 88 tomorrow, 93 Friday, 91 Saturday, 90 Sunday. Each of those 3 days close to their respective record high temperatures. Humidity comes back in, chance of rain next week.
Very nice. I'm sure everybody's your best friend right now, like very happy with the weather.
Yeah. People aren't throwing things at me, so that's nice.
Well, that's good.
Very nice change of pace, Mike. 621, 51 degrees.
We'll be right back.
The right age for Neutrogena retinol?
That's whenever you want it to be.
It has derm-proven retinol
That targets vital cell turnover, even skin tone,
and smooths fine lines with visible results in just 1 week. Neutrogena retinol.
Okay, everyone. Our mission is to provide complete balanced nutrition for strength and energy.
Ensure with 27 vitamins and minerals, nutrients for immune health, and Ensure Complete with 30 grams of protein.
Imagine a world with no drama.
I haven't signed Jody's card yet.
At 4imprint, finding the promotional products you need to create a memorable moment is an easy mission. Our expert team will take care of every detail to make your success a certainty. Take the drama out of ordering promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
There's a lot of beautiful people out here that call this home.
Oh, I love it. Been here forever. I'll probably die here.
Our neighbors keep an eye on our houses, and they make sure that we're safe.
There's a lot of traffic and going all over the place. The street remains very dangerous to cross.
Kind of a food desert, you know. That's the other thing.
There's really not a lot of grocery stores.
Break-ins, burglaries, a lot of gun violence too.
It's changing for the better.
There's a very strong family commitment within this community. The moment that you're involved with a player, you get introduced to their entire family.
Is one of the strengths of Westwood Square the people who live here?
Absolutely, absolutely.
KSAT is hitting the road for its first ever neighborhood newscast tonight, starting at 6. We're talking the history, the investments, what people love about this area on the west side, and what they'd like to see change.
We hope that you join Steve and Myra for KSAT's kickoff of the Know My Neighborhood series, where we get to know Westwood Square and the people who call it home. It's starting tonight at 6.
Can't wait to see it. Right now, 6:26 a.m., 51 degrees.
Let's look out there with TransGuide. We know it's nice and cool, but looking at the roadways, looks like I-10 Medical looks good. Also, I-10 at Culebra Road is a great time to travel. And don't forget that jacket. We'll be right back.
Right now in GMSA, we're tracking new details on an overnight shooting on the city's northwest side. What police are saying this morning about the man who was hurt.
Plus, the Houston Astros are up in Arlington for a Texas-sized showdown in the ALCS against the Rangers. What fans need to know ahead of Game 3 tonight.
And this morning, cool but not quite as cold as yesterday, although when we see this kind of steam, it usually it could be January out there and we wouldn't know, right? But a beautiful morning nonetheless. You're going to notice it's a little bit more humid. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday. It is October 18th.
Thanks for joining us. Yes, we hope you are enjoying that nice cold weather. I mean, it's nice to use a jacket again.
Yeah. It is nice to use a jacket. Mike Ostrage is here, and you've been going through your sweaters all week taking inventory.
How'd you know? No, it is, yeah, grab a jacket, and then even by early afternoon, I mean, you don't need it. We're getting up into the mid 70s and upper 70s there. So, yeah, really, really great weather. Humidity, yes, it is starting to come back, but you're not going to notice it that much. Number-wise, yeah, humidity's up ever so slightly. We are at 52 degrees right now. This number was down in the 30s and 40s around much of the area yesterday, the dew point temperature, sort of the measure moisture in the atmosphere, but it has started to beginning its return. But again, still, it's great out there. Splitting hairs as far as temperatures and humidity. These numbers are up, yeah, a couple of degrees compared to yesterday, as are the dew points. Now, they will continue to go up later on this afternoon and especially overnight. But for the time being, we've got clear skies, dry air, light wind, and that's what has allowed temperatures to dip down on average 10 below normal. Got a whole bunch of allergens out there. Leading the way is ragweed on the moderate side. Of course, the updated count is going to come out about an hour or so. So clear, chilly again this morning. Grab a jacket. Won't need it by the afternoon. We will get even warmer than yesterday. We stayed at 77. We'll make it up into the low 80s, a normal high today. And again, that humidity will start to come on in here. A pleasant afternoon, but you'll notice it more tonight and early tomorrow morning. But then that front comes on through here. Now, it is technically a cold front, but it's not going to do anything. Cold is not in the operations of this front because temperatures are actually going to warm up in behind it. It will get rid of some of the humidity. We're going to have a big warm up. Little mini heat wave, I guess you can call it that, because we're going to be flirting with record high temperatures over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, as well as Sunday. Beyond that, we do have some rain chances to talk about. More on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority. Do I say it's been quiet up to this point?
You can say that, but
usually jinxes it.
Yeah, the chances anytime we say that, something will pop up. That's always expected. We always want to be prepared, but right now things should be pretty quiet. Now, I think I may have just jinxed ourselves. This is something I was trying to confirm just a few minutes ago. There may be a rollover crash reported along 410, and I need to talk to our friends at TransGuide about this. You saw that image just now where there was a little bit of a backup. So we'll talk to them, see what's going on. But at this hour, I've not seen any reports that have been listed by TxDOT. Now, as we get a look around town, things are moving, again, pretty nicely, but still, just be on the lookout. We do at least have a stalled vehicle reported along I-35 southbound at 410, and the same trouble does continue right over here along I-35 southbound at South Cross Boulevard. So stalls have really been the main talking point this morning as we give you a wider look at the map and a little bit more of that congestion that is starting to creep right in. You can see it there along US 90 eastbound if you are heading in from Castroville, always the first spot where we tend to see that color change. But as we give you that look at the map, just again, take your time out there this morning. No need to rush, but I'm going to talk to our friends at TransGuide, step out of the studio to see what that situation is all about along 410, and I'll have that update coming up in the next few minutes. Mark.
See you in a few. Thank you, Stephen. It was not the kind of wake-up call anyone wants to get. A car slamming into a family's home.
What's even worse, police say the driver who caused all the damage and left that family shaken ran away. Katrina Weber is live where it all happened on Baldwin Ridge.
That's not far from I-10 and West Houseman. Katrina, do they have any information on that driver?
No, it seems police don't know a whole lot about him. They say the car may have been stolen. Now, the homeowner told us that he did catch a glimpse of the driver, a man who he says did not appear to be too steady on his feet. The family understandably shaken up by what happened. One minute they say they were asleep, the next they were wide awake from the sound of the car crashing into their home. It plowed right into their living room just before 4 this morning, coming to rest on their staircase. Firefighters had to rescue those family members, ladders and all, through a second-floor window. The man who lives here told us it was jarring. He says he heard a loud noise that had him immediately running to check on his children.
I grabbed the kids. They were got up and crying. So I picked them up, bring them to the room. We locked the room. Then I just step on the stairs. So there's a car on my stairway.
Yeah, he says it was an unbelievable sight, finding a car in the middle of his home. Again, the family was not hurt. Police don't know whether the driver was because he took off. Officers say that the damage inside the car told them that it may have been stolen. And as for the family who lives here, they told us that they will be staying with other relatives while they figure out what to do next. Reporting live on the northwest side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. A man is fighting for his life this morning after San Antonio police say he was shot overnight while sitting in front of his apartment. This happened just after 1 this morning in the 100 block of Deschantel Road on the northwest side near Fredericksburg Road. And police tell us that the man was in the patio area in front of those apartments when someone driving a dark-colored vehicle pulled up and started shooting. Now, the man was hit in the head, taken to the hospital in critical condition. Police are still searching for that suspect.
A man was taken to the hospital after he was hit by a truck on the far west side. San Antonio police say this happened around 11 last night on Westover Hills. The man was standing next to a motorcycle in the parking lot when he was hit by the truck. The truck's driver took off, and police believe this hit and run was on purpose. The man is expected to be okay.
And now to the latest out of the Middle East as the Israel-Hamas war continues. President Biden is set for high-stakes meetings with Israel's prime minister today, but his talks with Arab leaders were called off. The Gaza Health Ministry is also reporting at least 500 Palestinian civilians were killed when a rocket struck a hospital. Israel and Hamas are blaming each other for that explosion.
Back here at home, 25 years ago this week, San Antonio saw this, the 500-year flood. On October 17, 1998, it started raining and it never stopped.
Streets and highways turned into rivers. People and pets were killed in the floodwaters.
KSAT 12 was there that day, bringing you coverage as it was unfolding, and many of those reporters were out and about as the waters continued to rise.
Here's what some had to say as they remember the flood of '98, 25 years later.
But it just rained and rained and rained and rained.
You don't think it's going to flood, but it's just one of those where it's like, this is weird, it hasn't stopped raining. And then all of a sudden I just hear a loud cracking sound. So I just panned over with my camera while I was rolling in. I just see a house floating away, just knocking trees over.
And I remember driving up 35, and right outside of San Marcos, there was a bull, like a full-fledged bull, on its back because it had drowned and got swept away. And it was up against the side, the median, and it was just there. It was just a wild day.
And right now at KSAT.com, we've got the full story on what happened that day through the eyes of our very own Mike Osterhage, as the San Antonio area was hit with between 11 inches and 2 feet of rain in the flood of '98. You can see that right now on KSAT.com.
And looking ahead, the San Antonio International Airport is adding new flights to and from Newark Liberty International Airport in New Jersey. Newark is one of the 3 main airports in New York City area. Now, Spirit has flown travelers to and from San Antonio for about a year now and will add this new daily direct flight next April.
Before we go to break, the Astros up in Arlington tonight for Game 3 of the American League Championship Series. The Rangers took the first 2 games on the road in Houston, so now they're 2 wins away from a World Series appearance. Texas takes that 2-0 lead. It's a best-of-7 series. They won it 5-4 the other night. First pitch is at 7:03 p.m. Pitcher Max Scherzer makes his long-awaited return to the mound for Texas. Christian Javier will start for the Houston Astros.
Time now, 6:38 and 51 degrees for now.
Still ahead, got your degree. So what happens next? How to land your first post-grad job in just moments. 6:42, traffic and weather are coming up. But first, on average, 4 million people graduate from college each year.
So with millions fighting for their perfect post-grad job, it can sometimes take up to 2 years for grads to find it.
It's tough out there. Alexa Lorenzo tells us how you can boost your chances to land the job you want.
You finally did it. Now what? How do new grads find their first job post-college? Samantha Schilke, executive director of Team Strength, a CEO coaching and peer forum group, says odds are in your favor. She says we're in a talent-constricted environment.
Meaning great people are hard to find, and almost all of my member companies are looking for them right now.
Her first piece of advice, look for a company, not a job you want to be involved with.
Starting on the ground floor and really working your way up and using some really strong work ethic in the beginning can help get you a seat at the table.
Don't dismiss internships.
It's a great way to get your foot in the door.
And don't let your experience or lack of it stop you.
I think people are really looking for candidates who fit culture, especially if you're coming into the market without a lot of experience.
Now is the time to explore.
Pursue different opportunities, see what fits, and be willing to test things out.
To help find what you're looking for, networking is key. And
I wouldn't put so much pressure on the first job. I think the first job will teach you a lot about yourself and about what you're capable of and about what works really well with your strengths and areas of and opportunities for growth.
I'm Alexa Lorenzo reporting.
Time check, just about 6:44.
Let's go ahead and check back with Steven. Looks like a little bit of a mess on I-10.
Yeah, I-10 East at Loop 410 is a shot from TransGuide. I did talk to our friends over there. This looks like a rollover crash that I mentioned earlier. It's right there along the southbound lanes of 410 near I-10. So this is over on the east side. It's led to a bit of a backup, as Steph just said right now. And you can see the shot's a little bit blurry, but we can see that traffic's getting by with just one lane. I do see paramedics out there, so let's just hope everyone is doing okay. I'm not seeing so much of things looking okay here in the northbound lanes of Loop 410 as you approach I-10. So again, just be on the lookout for that crash 410 northbound right there along I-10. Now let's take a drive over here because we saw that stalled vehicle that was reported along 35 southbound at Loop 410, not too far, and it does look like it may have cleared out. But as we give you a wider view, something that is not going to clear anytime soon, the congestion that we are always expected to see. Again, US 90 eastbound is starting to build up out there, and 35 southbound, if you were heading in from Live Oak, expect to see some delays and also some overnight construction that should have wrapped, but crews could still be out there working to clear up a few things. But I want to get one last shot here at I-10 East, again 410, where we have that rollover crash reported in the northbound lanes. First responders along with paramedics are out there, so not sure how many vehicles may be involved. Tough to say from this shot, but you can see that they're walking through the scene, so just watch out if you have to travel through the area.
Thank you, Stephen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny getting back to when you were talking about the 25th anniversary of the big flood of 98
Yes,
and all of the sights and the images and everything. And we were just talking over there in Cibolo Creek, and which when you go over 35 and it's down low, kind of in a ravine right there. I remember one of the parks right there after it had all receded, which was about 100 yards from there. And there was debris 10 feet up in trees.
Yeah.
Wow. It's like mind-boggling as far as what happened with that. So
Can't believe it's been 25 years now.
I know, yeah. And then 4 years later, it happened all over again, 2002. Yep. So, all right, here's a great looking picture this morning. And boy, this really kind of sets the stage for the spooky season. Whenever you get the moon looking through the trees and you have to start talking like this. Anyway, thank you very much for that picture, Oscar.
You sound like you're about to read Sleepy Hollow.
or do the narration of Thriller that Vincent
exactly,
Price did.
Vincent Price.
Quoth the raven nevermore. So, all right, beautiful start this morning. We are starting to see the orange glow. And yeah, another spectacular sunrise. Grab sunglasses because it's going to be bright out there. 52 in town, 8 below normal right now, mid-40s in the hill country. So numbers, it's still jacket weather out there, but up a few degrees compared to this time yesterday. Not much, though. Going to warm up very quickly like yesterday. Gained 20 by noon, already up to 73 degrees. A lot of sunshine out there. Maybe, the past couple of days we've had that just intense blue sky out there. A little bit of extra moisture aloft, so perhaps a not quite as intense blue, but again, that's splitting hairs because it's going to be a fantastic fall day. 83 high temperature, which is the normal high this time of year. And that southerly wind is going to continue to pull in some of the humidity around here. Not that it's going to be getting humid when you step outside, but those numbers will start to go up and then humidity comes back in here overnight. Around the country, big low obviously up there around the Dakotas, northern Mississippi Valley. As you can see, that is moving straight to the east. And otherwise, there's not a heck of a lot going on. We have to look down here well to the south. This is Norma, and this is going to start to work its way up to the north. And we're talking going into next week as far as this continuing to work up in here next week before it affects us. Then a lot of that moisture is going to get pushed across Mexico and into us, and this is what's going to help give us that chance of rain. So this is the latest run on this particular computer model, and it's trying to get a couple of showers into the area. And again, these paint with a broad brush. A couple of showers in here by Monday late, which is a possibility. Better rain chance then on Tuesday and then going into the middle part of next week with a lot of that moisture again continuing to be pumped on in here. Then we have a front moving on through, and that may enhance rain chances by later on in the week and then also pull in some cooler air around here. But like I said, that's not going to be until late next week. So this next low that's moving across into the Great Lakes, this is what's going to pull the front through tomorrow. It's not going to do anything as far as temperatures, just the opposite of what you would hope for. It's going to heat things up. It will get rid of some of the humidity tomorrow morning, so that's one benefit when we get numbers that are going to be back up into the low 90s. So 88 tomorrow and then 93 on Friday. Going to be hitting a record. If we hit 93, going to be close to a record at 91 on Saturday, 90 on Sunday. And then still mid-upper 80s first part of next week. Humidity comes back in here, but those rain chances are looking okay. Still almost a week away, but yeah, not bad right now for next week.
A little lightning bolt on there too for Tuesday.
Yeah, a couple of showers, a couple of thunderstorms around here, and then even Wednesday, Thursday.
Well, that's good too, because we need the rain.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, sir. Just about 10 till 51 degrees on your Wednesday morning.
And yeah, for now, nice and cool out there. If you haven't stepped outside already, enjoy the nice, cool weather and also the beautiful view. We'll be right back.
Good morning. The idea behind Know My Neighborhood is a pretty simple one. It is grassroots news gathering. We're not going to talk to politicians or local elected officials about what they think is important to different areas of town. We're going to talk to the people who live there. And that's what's brought us here to the Westwood Square neighborhood in the shadow of the old Kelly Air Force Base in the Edgewood area on the city's west side. A lot of the concerns in this neighborhood are really shared across the city. Crime, taxes, roads, but they also have their unique concerns. I call these the ramps to nowhere. This used to be a pedestrian bridge here on Castroville Road until a construction truck ran into the bridge 8 months ago and collapsed it. This is what the city left behind, just 2 ramps, making a dangerous pedestrian situation even more dangerous. Tonight in Know My Neighborhood, we take you to the history, the issues, and the sights of the Westwood Square neighborhood.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, we're covering the breaking news from Israel. President Biden landing there overnight, meeting with the Israeli war cabinet in high-stakes talks after the deadly explosion at a hospital in Gaza, and that killed hundreds. The region is in chaos, and our team is on the ground with the latest. Also, some new details from Britney Spears' bombshell memoir. We're going to tell you what the pop star said about her conservatorship, her relationship with Justin Timberlake, and a whole lot more. Don't miss it all on GMA.
Coming up today on GMS 8 9, Sarah Spivey and David Sears will be out at Basket Elementary for a new Science with Sarah experiment.
They're getting the kids ready for Halloween and making magnetic spider webs with some second graders.
It's going to be a lot of fun, so tune in for that and much more today on GMSA at 9.
And Muertos Fest is back at Hemisphere Park later this month. It is the biggest Dia de los Muertos festival in all of Texas. Over 100,000 people came last year, and now that Civic Park is open, organizers say it has more space for ofrendas, local art vendors, and live music. Now, Muertos Fest is happening October 28th and 29th. If you can make it, KSAT will bring you, if you can't make it, KSAT will bring you the best parts of the celebration right here on KSAT 12 on November 1st at 8 that evening.
Fun is not the word at I-10 and 410.
No, let's check back with Steven.
Yeah, we're getting ready to send this push alert out here in the next few moments, but be on the lookout. Let's just take that shot in and you can see what to expect out there. Right now, we do know one lane of traffic is getting by due to a major rollover crash that has been reported. Now, this is along 410 northbound if you are traveling near East Houston, and you can see this particular shot at TransGuide shows us a heavy first responder presence, and it does appear that we do have paramedics out there as well. So no word yet on the extent of injuries, but be safe out there. We do have first responders that are walking through that scene, so we want to make sure they can get the job done. But be careful. The morning commute's off to a busy start now, Mike, that we've entered morning rush.
Oh, man, what a mess out there. Thank you very much. All right. Just like yesterday, just like the day before, look at that beautiful orange glow off in the eastern horizon. Sun's not going to be popping over the horizon until about another 40 minutes or so. 51 right now, so we're back down to 51, mid-40s in the hill country. Grab a jacket. A lot of 40s out there right now, so we have cooled down slightly. And 73 today at noon. Big warm-up this morning. Add another 10 to that, 83. And we'll start to notice more humidity coming in here overnight. Then that front moves through, dries us out, not cooler though, because look at that, 93 on Friday, new record high temperature, close to records over the weekend. Humidity comes back in here, and then some rain chances middle of next week.
Still 80s in the afternoons. Beautiful.
Today's gonna be great, yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mike. Thank you for joining us today.
Have a great day. We'll see you back here for GMSA at 9. Good Morning America is next.